Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the AEW Rampage debut show for the 13th of August, 2021. A lot of people liked this. The abridged hour format is helpful to a degree. However, I'm not a fan of some of the things that happened here. Other things happened here were fine, but wow. The need for this to be a second television program really isn't there. But anyhow, the show opens with basic graphics and introductions, kind of a blend between where Nitro was and the New Age 20 years later. Lots of lighting and people posing in a warehouse. Excalibur, Taz, Chris Jericho, and Mark Henry are your four-man commentary booth. I'm open to three of the four staying, obviously Excalibur being the one out, but please do not do four-man booth. This is not needed. I assume it's because Mark Henry doesn't have the experience to carry a three-man, but hopefully this is not a permanent thing. Anyway, I also get the concept that maybe having Jericho in the booth might help bump some ratings, but anyway, Dasha Gonzalez is your ring announcer for the evening. Impact World Champion Christian Cage defeats Kenny Omega to win the championship. Lots of people saying this is a good match, and it's fine. If you like this style, I can see value. There is a good lockup to start the match. Christian takes Omega down with some shoulder tackles, and then flips him a International Goodwill peace sign. Omega basically does a bunch of strikes, including some chops, then goes for the one-winged angel. Christian turns that into a kill switch attempt, forcing Omega to escape to the floor and regroup. Christian then pursues Omega to the outside of the ring, but's taken advantage of upon re-entry. Avoiding a baseball slide, hits a dropkick, sending Omega back to the floor. Christian climbs the ropes. Callis distracts him in the process, and Omega sends him crashing to the outside, leading to a commercial. Once back in the ring, however, Christian fires up and hits a snap suplex. Omega raked his eyes and punishes him in the corner, and then they fought on the top rope, and Christian hits a sunset bomb. Lands 20 punches in the corner, which is just stupid. Hits a drop down right hand and diving uppercut for near fall. Yeah, it's fine. Christian goes for the kill switch. Omega fights and hits You Can't Escape for near fall. Christian then hits a reverse DDT for near fall. His own Omega counters, hitting a V-trigger, a powerbomb, and another V-trigger, killing these moves left and right for near fall. Christian then fights out of the one-winged angel. Omega tries to turn it into a Wrath, but then Christian fights out and hits a spear for a near fall, probably the best near fall of the match. Omega hits a Snapdragon suplex to counter another kill switch attempt and follows up with another. Christian stops the momentum with a V-trigger and snaps Omega's neck over the ropes, and a frog splash for near fall and AEW chants. Callis distracts the official, allowing Omega to hit a low blow. Young Bucks come out and slides chair to Omega. He hits the one-winged angel on it. Christian fights out and hits a kill switch to win the match and the championship. After the match, Jurassic Express run out to congratulate him, followed by Scott D'Amore, the executive vice president of Impact. I'm not a fan of this on multiple levels. So first, your first match on a brand new television program showcases another company's title that has lesser value than your perceived title. Second, your supposed champion cannot even hold off the challenge from a nearly 50-year-old man that's a cast-off from another organization. Third, you do absolutely nothing to make a new star out of this process. I hate this. Match-wise, it's fine. If you want to do it non-title to get the rub from using another company's talent, that's fine. But it's horrible as far as building new talent with a new television show. After the commercial, Mark Henry's backstage with Christian and Jurassic Express. Christian says he feels great, but he's hot in Pittsburgh. He is glad that Henry is here and said he's going to take all of Omega's titles, but Omega is the real deal. It's going to be nearly impossible to win the AEW World Champion, but Christian is in Omega's head. I guess if you have to do the championship match at the pay-per-view, this is one way to get there and make it actually seem like it matters. Anyway, video package for Miro versus Fuego del Sol airs. Fuego said he deserves an AEW contract, and God's favorite champion will be baptized by fire. TNT champion Miro defeats Fuego del Sol. If Fuego wins, he gets an AEW contract. Fuego hits Tornado DDT before the match, then hits a second one in the match, and Miro rolls to the floor. Miro makes it in by the count of 9. Fuego hits a third Tornado DDT for near fall, then goes for one more. Miro catches him and hits a Samoan drop. Miro then is up and hits the Machka kick in the game over for submission. Miro rips Fuego's contract up afterwards. Why are we doing a squash match on the first of a new show? After this commercial airs for Sammy Guevara's music playing, and then he's handed a clipboard by Tony Khan. Guevara addresses Fuego and said he's 1 in 50, but who cares, because these people love you, and a lot of guys in the back like him too. Guevara then gives the okay by TK to come out and say officially Fuego is all elite. He hands Fuego a contract. So basically the match means absolutely nothing. But hey, we've got a billionaire who gets to play with his friends because he used to play dice wrestling in the 80s out of the back of an aftermag, and so, oh God, this is horrible. Anyway, next week on Dynamite, Darby Allin and Sting 2.0 in the Texas Tornado match, Chris Jericho and MJF. Jericho can't use Judas Effect, Guevara and Shawn Spears, and Young Bucks and Jurassic Express. Hype video airs for Rampage in the United Center next week. Britt Baker and Red Velvet speak to Mark Henry. Velvet said, after interviewing Baker's promo last week, that's revenge for her getting hit with a crutch, and she's going to ruin Baker's night again. Baker said she didn't ruin anything because it doesn't rain in Pittsburgh. While Baker's champion, she said this is her city at the end of the day, and she'll still be the women's champion and DMD. Baker defeats Red Velvet. Baker goes for the lockjaw, and Velvet goes for the final slice right away. They basically maintain control. Technical exchange. The babyface comes out ahead here. They pie face each other, and Velvet rolls Baker up for near fall. Velvet tries to stomp Baker's broken wrist, but hesitated and resumed technical wrestling. So not only is she a bad babyface, she's a dumb one. Velvet targets the arm, but Baker catches her with a back elbow. Drop kick from Velvet, followed by a standing moonsault. Gets a 2 leading into a commercial. Baker's in control upon return, and there's a ripcord forearm in the moment. Chris Statlander's looking on, and an arm breaker from Velvet gets a near fall. Baker comes back with a swinging neck breaker and then locks on a crucifix for near fall. She immediately tries to turn it into a lockjaw. Velvet turns it into a cradle, and that's another near fall. Lots of near falls. They at least are making it look competitive. Velvet tries to rip off Baker's wrist apparatus, but Rebel tries to interfere, and it's a distraction. Near fall by Baker. Because of this, official ejects Rebel, and then Velvet hits a thrust kick and a top rope moonsault for near fall. Baker then comes back and follows up with a curve stomp for another 2 count. Velvet went for the lockjaw herself, but Baker uses the ropes to reverse the positioning. Velvet hammers on Baker's injured wrist, and Baker applies an inverted lockjaw for submission victory. Post-match, Baker's parents are shown in the crowd. Baker hits a lightning spiral on Velvet, but Chris Statlander hits the ring, making the save. Mystery Roman runs out, ends up being Jamie Hayter, who's returning to take out Statlander. Baker hits a curve stomp on Velvet and posed with Hayter to end the show, and that's the close. Not a bad show, but at the same time, not exactly the way to debut a brand new product. Until next time, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment.